Over the last couple of weeks, whilst I've been travelling around Europe, I have been getting bombarded in my emails and social media the question of how do I afford to travel, and today I'm going to answer that question. Let me start off by giving you the backstory for those that are new to the channel. In 2015 I quit my job, an employer of 24 years, to travel around the world. My travels originally were only planned for 6 months, but my ultimate goal was to become a long-term traveller and remote worker. It was a huge gamble because I had two choices. I could either continue to work for the next 15, 18, 20 years and retire very comfortably, or I could make some difficult decisions in my life and rather live life how society expects, live the life that I wanted to lead. Fast forward 3.5 years and I am still travelling. I am now a fully fledged remote worker and I love this lifestyle. I wouldn't have my life any other way. It was the best decision that I made. I do not regret it for a second. I've also lived in some of the world's most expensive cities, from Tokyo to New York City and Sydney. And to be experiencing living in different countries, experiencing different cultures and cuisines, it just makes me realise that I spent 24 years in a bubble, working 9 to 5 in an office, just living life like everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. But for me, I wanted so much more. Now that we have the backstory out of the way, let me explain how I am able to travel. It's really simple. I work. I'm a contractor, I'm a freelancer, and because I work remotely, my life and my work life especially is very flexible. It allows me to explore and experience the places that I'm living in. But it doesn't come easy. There's a lot of work behind the scenes that you need to be able to do to live this lifestyle, to be able to work remotely. My income is made up of freelance work where I work with numerous tourism businesses. I help them with their social media, their content planning, their website building, and I also do contracting for a few American companies as well. And that type of work that I do is software testing, technical documentation, help desk. So as you can see, very varied skills that I've built up over the years. These skills haven't come overnight. They're skills that I've learned in my own time and also through employment as well. Despite working for businesses and communicating with people all over the world, I am able to do this because of the internet. And that blows my mind that over the last 10-15 years the internet has come onto the scene and I'm able to make a living and travel around the world because of it. Really does blow my mind. On average, I work 40 to 50 hours a week, and that doesn't include all the work that I do on my own projects like YouTube. Now, I make a tiny amount of money on YouTube, but we're talking minuscule, definitely not enough to class as an income. Now, I'm very careful with my money. When I was working for the employer, money just used to burn a hole in my pocket. It really did. I used to spend money on absolutely stupid stuff, taxis to work, the latest gadgets and mobile phones and big screen TVs and just materialistic items, which when I think about it now, I just didn't need those items in my life. What I do now is ask myself the question, do I really need to own this item that I'm thinking of buying? And 99% of the time I'll say no and walk away and save my money instead. A lot of the money that I make does go into my savings. I want to have that savings pot that I can call upon at any time. Now, the two most expensive items that I spend money on are accommodation and also flights and transport getting from A to B. Now, with accommodation, I never stay in anywhere luxurious. I stay in comfortable places, but the main thing is that it's got a space for me able to work, a space for me to be able to relax and sleep, and also very good quality internet helps as well. That is vital for somebody who's a remote worker. One of the reasons why I like to stay in one place for a month is because you can get some really good deals on accommodation if you are booking for the full month rather than just booking for a week or 2 weeks. And also you've not got that expense of moving from one place to the next, be it a flight or a train or whatever method of transport you decide to take. The cost of living is actually cheaper than me to live in the UK, so it makes complete sense for me to be able to live this type of life. If I'm in the UK, I'm looking at £500 to £600 a month for an apartment, but that doesn't include all the utility bills. You're looking at £900 to £1,000 just on accommodation and utility bills alone, internet and everything else that you need to pay to be able to live. Where when you're travelling, you can use the likes of Airbnb, and all of those utility fees are all included within the amount that you're going to pay for that month. I feel that the lifestyle that I lead is very comfortable. I'm able to go out and eat maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I'm able to go to the cinema and occasionally treat myself to a nice hotel or buy myself a gadget, but they're very far and few between nowadays. As I said, I want to save up as much money as I can, and to be honest, in my savings it's never looked as good as it has whilst I've been a remote worker. When I worked for the employer, I never saved money. For 24 years I never saved money. I spent all the time. So I hope that this video has given you an idea of why I am able to afford to travel, and maybe it gives you some ideas on how you can become a remote worker and long-term traveller. If you have any questions about this topic, please leave them down in the comment section and I will answer them. If I get lots of questions, I might create a Q&A video around this topic, because remote working and long-term travelling is part of my life, and I do receive a lot of questions in my email and social media about this topic. So let me know any questions down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them all. Until next time, explorers, take care of yourselves, don't forget to explore, have a fantastic weekend, and I shall see you very soon with a new video from Budapest in Hungary. Take care.